City News is brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Mayor Steve Chadwick says she's against full amalgamation for Bay of Plenty councils. The Inner City Focus Group is opening a new pop-up gallery in the CBD, and the Bay of Plenty Women's Sevens teams plays for a place in the National Sevens this weekend. Mayor Steve Chadwick says amalgamating Bay of Plenty councils is just reshuffling boundaries and lacks creative thinking. The Mayor made her comments in her address at Monday's BA5 event at Council. Recent proposed amalgamations of local authorities in Hawke's Bay and Northland have sparked debate about whether there will be a Bay of Plenty Super Council. Mayor Chadwick told the gathering that simple amalgamation is a lazy option.
The council had a meeting on this and we agreed that things need to change. We can't hunker down and fight the good fight locally. We agreed that there's increasing evidence, and we've done a lot of work about looking at the evidence internationally, that bigger doesn't necessarily mean better or increased savings. And look at Auckland Super City. So we agree that amalgamation's just a lazy option. It's just like shuffling lines on a map, and we've done it before with DHBs and we've done it before with other boundaries. We're not going to buy into that as a distraction.
Locals are invited to the official opening of a pop-up gallery in the City Focus. The gallery is in the old Westpac Bank on the corner of Hinimoa and Tutanekai Streets. Local artists were busy yesterday registering and arranging art. Inner City Focus Group Coordinator Bridget Nelson says having the pop-up gallery at the City Focus adds vibrancy and interest to the CBD.
As we've noticed, there's artists popping in and out for the half an hour that we've been here, yes, and they're pretty excited. So where did the idea come from?
It was really a collaborative concept that was developed with the Inner City Focus Group. And with the success of Scrub Rotorua Day and the pop-up gallery at 1245 Tutanekai Street, a group of people, including Chris Curry and Lyndall Hermitage, we all came together and decided to open it up for all local artists to enjoy the space. And the benefit of having the gallery is that it adds vibrancy and life to the city and foot traffic for all those visitors that come over the Christmas period. And hopefully somebody may see the building and decide to take it on as a gallery.
It's a fantastic building, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a stunning building, so it's great.
The pop-up gallery opening is on Saturday at 10 a.m. Local audiences have just a few more days to get along and see Rotorua Musical Theatre's production of Downtown, the Mod Musical. Musical Theatre Chairman Richard Marshall says the show takes you back to the music, the fashion and the freedom of the 60s.
Yes, tickets for Downtown are on sale. It closes this coming Saturday, the 14th of December. So if you'd like a good night out, pop on down to Casablanca. The show starts at 8 o'clock. There are door sales available at the theatre, so you can pop down from 7:30 onwards and purchase door sales. Alternatively, pop down to Ticketmaster and purchase tickets there.
And we have more from Richard coming up in the show, including details of the audition for the theatre's new production. In sport tonight, the Bay of Plenty Rugby Union are urging locals to get behind our Bay of Plenty men's and women's sevens teams as they launch into an exciting season of elite competition, kicking off in Hamilton this Saturday with the Northern Regional Sevens. A new and exciting team uniform was also unveiled, which incorporates the fun and excitement of rugby sevens and summer and links well with the union's goal of leading the way in sevens. The new uniform will be on show this weekend, with our women's team aiming to make the top 4 to qualify for the Bailey's National Sevens, while the men's team have automatic selection, with the union hosting the televised event in Rotorua on the 11th and 12th of January. Union CEO Mike Rogers is excited about the prospect of our teams and growth of rugby sevens in the region. Further details, including ticket information for the Provincial Sevens Festival and the National Sevens in Rotorua next month, can be found at boprugby.co.nz. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with light winds and an overnight low of 13. Tomorrow, Friday, morning cloud and then fine spells and showers with light winds, a high of 23 and a low of 12. And the outlook for Saturday, sunny spells with a few afternoon showers, Light winds, a high of 24 and a low of 13. And the marine forecast for Lake Rotorua, variable 5 knots but northeast 10 knots for a time during the afternoon, with waves less than half a metre, and there will be fair visibility in a few afternoon or evening showers. Still to come in tonight's program, Richard Marshall has news about auditions for the Rotorua Musical Theatre's next production. David Elliott has news about tomorrow night's Carols by Candlelight, and Fire Safety Officer Stuart Booton has some summer safety messages.
Kia ora, I'm here with Richard Marshall. Richard is a very fabulous performer, and he's going to be looking for auditions for people who are also fabulous performers for Here.
We are indeed, yes. We've got auditions coming up next Monday and Tuesday, the 16th and 17th of December, for Here, which is the American tribal love rock musical. So anyone who knows the songs Aquarius, Let the Sun Shine In, Here, should come along and audition. It'll be heaps and heaps of fun.
And how many people do you need? What kind of people are you looking for?
We're looking for all sorts of people, all shapes and sizes, different looks, to come along and audition, whether they have previous experience or not. So if it's something that you've thought about doing in the past, this is a great opportunity to come and get involved in the theatre.
How talented do you have to be? Do you have to be a good singer?
If you can hold a tune, then come along and audition. There may be a part in there that we can find for you. So don't be put off if you're not note perfect. Come along, give it a go. You've got absolutely nothing to lose. Yeah.
And what have you got to gain from being part of it?
You'll gain a lot of experience. Being on stage, being able to get up and talk in front of people, as well as working with a whole lot of new people that you may or may not know. So you'll gain a lot of trust and friends in that involved with the production.
Now there is actually a show on TV about, behind the scenes at a theatre. Can people expect that kind of excitement if they come along?
I have seen that show on television. It is a bit of a cringe at times when you see what's going on behind the scenes. That does happen to a certain extent, but we like to think that we are a little bit more advanced than what you have seen on television there. But it gives you a good idea.
So tell me a bit now about some of the other things that are happening around at the theatre. Are there any things coming up for young people, or things that people might want to get involved in over summer?
We haven't got anything coming up, especially this year for young people to get involved with, apart from the auditions next week for Here. We've got a couple of other productions coming up next year. We've got one that we're still trying to finalise for our mid-year production for 2014, and then at the end of next year we're going to be holding auditions for Mamma Mia, which is a huge show that we're going to be producing here in Rotorua in 2015, which will be staged at the Civic Theatre.
Wow, so for people that might like the idea of that, coming along and having a look at the auditions for Here might be quite a good lead into that, break some ice.
Definitely. I mean, if it's something that you want to get involved with and you haven't done it before, come along and audition for Here and just try it out. That you've got nothing to lose, and then come back and audition for Mamma Mia as well next year.
And what's your involvement in it, and why do you love it so much?
I guess I've been involved with the theatre for a long time now. I was first involved in 1990 with the Rotorua Operatic Society, as it was then had a break and then came back on as I had become a little bit older, and just love it. It's a passion that you get hooked on. You enjoy the friendships that you make. You enjoy putting the whole jigsaw of a production together, seeing it all start from the auditions right through to closing night, and seeing how people develop and the skills that they gain in that is amazing. It's all voluntary work that we do, but it's great to be able to give something back positive to the community of Rotorua.
It is. I was just going to say that must be quite a busy job, even more busy if you're doing it on a voluntary basis.
Exactly, and everyone that is involved is a volunteer, so they're working during the day. Some people work long hours and then they come to rehearsals, or they come along to a production. Earlier on this year we produced Chicago, which was a 2-week season originally, which sold out. We ran for 3 weeks. There were people that were travelling from out of town who were in that show. So they've got day jobs, they then travel to Rotorua, do the show and then travel home. So it's a major commitment for them.
It is, and it actually leads us nicely into the posters that we've got in the background here. So this is the one that you staged in Rotorua.
Correct. This is the poster from when we produced Chicago earlier on this year.
And is this the star?
These were some people that were used for the publicity
Nice.
material. Yes.
Oh,
yes.
the old tricky publicity shots. But this one is really special, isn't it? Because this has got a story behind it. Would you share it?
Yes, sure. This poster here is from the original Chicago production, once it was revised on Broadway. A few years ago I came up on Trade Me for sale, so I placed a bid, went to pick it up in Auckland, and it was owned by Anne Geddes, the photographer of the babies. So it was great. Yeah. So I've got a few posters that were original production posters from Broadway, and yeah, they're fantastic to have.
Exciting. So for anybody that would like to be involved, just give us the details one more time.
Sure. So anyone that wants to get involved with here or with anything else that we're doing at the Musical Theatre, jump onto our website, which is rotoruamusicaltheatre.co.nz. It's got all the information there about what's coming up, about our current production downtown, and also about the auditions that are coming up for here, and some information on there about Mamma Mia, which is happening at the end of next year as well. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for your time. I'm rather tempted to come down to the auditions myself. Not for me personally, but just come watch.
You should do.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Carols by Candlelight is something you might like to enjoy this festive season, and I'm here with David Elliott, who is organising one of the Carols by Candlelight in Rotorua here. Hi.
Hi.
So tell me, how's it all going?
It's going pretty good. We're just hoping that the weather will stay clear. But we're at Currell Park, and it starts at 7 o'clock. We've got lots of entertainment for the target audience is young families and children.
So run through some of the entertainment. What can people expect?
We've got, the show will open with the symphonic band playing a Christmas overture.
How big is that?
The band is about, we'll have about 25 musicians there.
Oh, nice.
Yes, it's a lot of sound.
Okay, so we open with the band.
Open the band, and then we've got Paul Hickey from Classic Hits doing the compere duty this year. We've got Evelyn Faulkner and her quartet, The Finely Tuned.
What instrument do they play?
No, they're just singers.
Oh, singers. All right. Okay, sorry.
No, and then we've got the Chapman College Choir. Instrumentals provided by the Thermaleles, who are a ukulele band.
Oh.
And we've got the Go Bananas.
For the little ones?
For the little ones. That's
nice.
Right. That's right.
Oh, so the parents won't have to go bananas because their children will be very well entertained.
Well, I hope so, yes.
Nice. And tell me a little bit about have you got any refreshments, any stalls, anything like that?
Yes, there'll be coffee and there'll be hot dogs. So there'll be plenty of
coffee and hot dogs.
Coffee
what a mix. What should be put on the recipe? Coffee and hot dogs.
That's right. And of course, candles are an essential part of Carols by Candlelight. So the Lions Club will be selling candles for a gold coin donation and a holder. But you can bring your own. A lot of people bring their own candles. And of course, bring a rug or a deck chair or something to sit out in the grass.
And how long will it go for?
We start at 7 o'clock. The candles are lit about 10 to 9, just as it's getting dark. And we usually finish around 9:30.
What are some of the songs you'll be singing? The good old classics in there?
Oh, absolutely. We've got all the old carols. The carols are printed in the Rotorua Review, which comes out on Wednesday.
Right.
So
very convenient. No one's got an excuse not to sing.
No, and everybody should remember to bring that. But the girls from the Rotorua Review are usually there with some spare copies. So that's all the words, but it's all the old carols, Hark the Herald Angels Sing, and Ring First Noel, and Silent Night, and all of that.
All the classics.
That's right.
They do. They muster up all of those real traditional Christmassy type feelings,
They
don't
do.
they?
That's right. That's right. And of course the band plays a few funky numbers as well.
So there's a chance to boogie as well.
That's right.
And the little kids, they love boogieing, and sometimes that's the most entertaining thing in the whole evening, isn't it? Watching the preschool.
Oh yeah,
away.
that's right. The kids come pouring down to the front, and yeah, they have a great time.
And it's lovely. It's a wonderful family event, isn't it?
That's what it's really all about. Yeah.
So, needless to say, no alcohol.
No alcohol, no. That's
Just
right.
good time.
Good time, that's right.
And how long has it been in preparation?
Last year was the 20th anniversary of the first one, but this is actually the 20th carols, because one year we had the weather was so bad we just had to cancel.
Oh, okay.
So this year, if the weather's bad, we'll move to the Sea Focus.
All right. So you get the 20th one is getting in there.
That's right. That's right.
That's actually quite special, isn't it?
It is. It's become a sort of iconic part of the Christmas in Rotorua.
Are there any surprises for people down there?
Not that I have in mind, no.
Might have to make some up.
I might
They
have.
have to read
I
our tickets.
surprised
Are
you with that
advocates
question,
for
didn't I?
That's right.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
supportive
so how can people make sure that they get a place there? What time do they need to turn up?
Well, we find that people, if it's a fine afternoon, people usually
Now, obviously, we're coming up
start
to summer.
turning up about 5:30 to get a good seat.
What are we up to?
And
Bring a bit of picnic
bring a
along?
picnic with them, that's right. That's right.
Cool. 2 minutes to go, bro.
So, yes, by 7 o'clock the place is full.
So you've been involved for a very long time. What keeps you coming back?
Still a good life?
Oh, well, it's a lot of work, and sometimes we say, oh, well, this will be the last
Now, the school
one, but
holidays are
after the event,
Have you got any
we get
safety
this,
tips for the summer?
kick out of it.
Sure. I think one of the big ones over summer is it's around
You must be seeing
making
the little
lasting
people growing
positive
older and
memories
older every year that they
between
come.
over summer. It's a
You
great
have
time
some
to be
regulars that come along?
recreating
I'm
the
sure
water,
we do.
and but it's important
Thank
to
you
be
very
safe.
much for your time. I'm sure we'll
So
see all the
one of
regulars.
big
You might
ones
see me there this
massive
year.
vision. So when
Thank you very much.
If your kids hit the beach or go through, make sure that they're within 5 degrees. It's so easy for these kids to run off. They get excited around water, they love the water, but it's important that you are within reach, so if anything does happen you can react. So supervision is a really big one. And
It doesn't take much water, does it, really, for a child to drown?
no, absolutely not. And they do call it, the silent killer. So the
Unfortunately, here in New Zealand, we've had 6 fatalities.
And over summer period, we are using water a lot more, and it does really come down to making good policy
Now, we're down here at Fire Station
making sure that your kids are safe and that you are safe, so that you do get to come home to your
6
family.
fatalities is just 6 too many, isn't it? Now, just recently we had new law changes with teachers around pegging. Is that a bit over the top, or do you think that's on the bottom?
I think some of the things that we're trying to put in place around the court is great. It's around making sure that if you've got a pool in your backyard, that it's either fenced so that kids can't get access to it, or it's empty. It's not really insurance fee if we actually realise how dangerous those
There's going to be barbecues.
And
What's
so
the
I
big
think
message you want to push for this
what we're
season?
trying to advocate is basically
With the barbecues, obviously have a good time,
and we need to have some way of monitoring it.
keep looking while
And
you're
if you do
cooking,
have a paddling pool,
and don't drink and
Well,
fry.
it's been great
We
talking
love
for you, and I know
having
people at home are always
doing our
concerned about
barbecues,
kids and swimming around, especially like here.
alcohol and cooking, like alcohol and driving, they just don't mix, and we can get people burnt. Very important that we practice a safe barbecue season and keep that alcohol out of the way until the cooking's done.
And then get into it.
And absolutely.
Now, there's another sad statistic, Stuart, that low-income families and people that live in rentals and small minor ethnic groups, they have more fire fatalities than other groups. Why is that?
Very good question. If it's something we could answer, we'd reduce our numbers of deaths throughout the country quickly. But it's a complex situation and we just don't know when it's going to happen. Yeah. It's a building block of situations within each household that just come together at the wrong time, and we end up with a major fire and or fatality occurring. We've just got to keep out there promoting that message. Smoke alarms and escape plans save lives.
That's very true, isn't it? Now, it's not expensive, these smoke alarms, are they?
Absolutely not. You can get one for as little as $7, up to $12. There are two types, there's an ionisation and a photoelectric. Doesn't mean too much to the people. The fire service do recommend photoelectric, which is not going to give you so many false alarms, and we recommend that you maintain them, have them installed in your hallway from your bedroom, so keep one within 3 metres of your bedroom, one within each bedroom and your living rooms. Please don't install them in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's what point is, isn't it? Because I know we've got a couple at home, and as soon as I burn the toast, within a minute, the thing goes off, and it's pretty loud. It wakes you up.
Oh, it's absolutely, and it's a really good test for the alarm, and it does heighten your sense of knowing what to expect if it should go off, and that's a really good learning curve. And I say to people, practice your escape plan when it does go off.
Now, like I said at the start, we come into our summer school holidays and people are going to be heading away. What sort of things should they be looking out for? You know, obviously if they see smoke, there's going to be a fire, because sometimes people are probably a little bit hesitant about calling 111 because they don't want to get involved.
Absolutely, and one of our other cries is you are right to react. If you do see fire and you think there is a problem, please do call 111. It's better to check it out in the early stages than to find out later on that it could have cost a life. And we don't want that to happen, obviously. So remember, call 111, you are right to react. And check it out as well. And then you've got to take all those other safety precautions for yourself, so it's not you in danger. Remember that your campground has got to be nice and safe and your environment safe, and please take a smoke alarm with you on your holiday. Put it up in your caravan, put it in your tent, and just make sure you are safe. If you've got a boat with a cabin on it and you're going to sleep overnight, put in a smoke alarm, and especially on your boats, make sure you've got an extinguisher that is right for the job, because when you're out on the water, there's not a lot of places to go.
Is that a law? They have to have smoke alarms, or is it not?
No law for either that. It's just we encourage everyone to do that to help protect their safety should something actually go wrong.
Now, once we get into the middle of summer and towards the end of summer, when the land and the grass dries out, how often, or are we quite at risk here for a natural fire, like from out in the bush or things like that?
There's lots of things that can cause the fires naturally. Yes, we do get at risk within the Bay of Plenty area, Rotorua. Last year it was particularly dry. We had a lot of grass fires especially.
How did they start, Stuart?
Combination. People discarding cigarettes, people having open fires when they shouldn't do. The wind gets up and blows ashes through to the dry ground. It can be caused by electrical faults within wires. There's all sorts. It's just an endless number of reasons for it. But again, if you do see the smoke, you are right to react.
Call that 111 number.
Absolutely.
I sure appreciate your time. Have you got any plans for Christmas? Are you heading away?
I'm going to be here keeping the community safe, doing the best I can, making sure that everyone knows that I keep telling them to put in a smoke alarm and have that battery working and testing, and encouraging everyone to have a great festive season.
I sure appreciate your time, and you guys do an awesome job in our community. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
That was Fire Safety Officer Stuart Bruton talking with Alan Solomon. If you have any news or an event that we can support, give the station a call on 073488 984, or you can email news@tv.rotorua.co.nz. Thanks for watching tonight. From Maria.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News was brought to you by East Brewster Lawyers, Rotorua, celebrating 100 years of legal excellence and innovation.